Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of Soldiers Talk the Podcast. I'm your host, Staff Sergeant McPherson, and on this show we discuss military topics with current and prior service members. Today we are going to be going through AR 27-10, which is military justice. And the reason I want to do this section is because a lot of soldiers don't know the procedure of how a actual Article 15 is supposed to go. Like I didn't know like what's the next steps. I didn't know what to expect. So I just want to put an informal video out there for the soldiers who really don't know how the process is supposed to go and really is unfamiliar with the legal side of Article 15 and how it's supposed to go. So I'm gonna start with we in AR 27-10. We're gonna start with the preliminary section. We're gonna start with chapter 3, preliminary inquiry. And I'm not gonna go through all this, but the preliminary inquiry is just when the commander basically trying to do their investigation on what type of punishment to give you and what level of what's the level of it, like what should they give you? You know what I mean? Should it be non-judicial punishment? Should it be whatever it is, UCMJ or whatever? So that's when the preliminary inquiry, they're trying to gather all the evidence, trying to figure out what they need to do. Okay, so say they do want to proceed with the summarize Article 15, anything higher than what she want to, or they want to refer to a superior commander. Okay, so this is how the process is supposed to work. Okay, so after the preliminary inquiry, the commander, after the preliminary inquiry into alleged offense by an enlisted soldier, may use summarized proceedings if it is determined that should punishment be found appropriate, if should not exceed 14 days of extra duty, 14 days of restriction, or reprimand or admonition, any combination of the above. So they can't do any combination of the above uh punishments. So, and then the DA form 2627, which is the Article 15 DA form, will be used to record the proceedings, the rules and limitations concerning punishments in section 5, and provisions regarding clemency in section 5 are applicable. So hold on one second. Okay. So yeah, my bad. So that would be the rules and limitations concerning punishment in section 4 and provisions regarding clemency in section 5. So then the notification and explanation of rights. That's when if an opposing commander determines that summarized proceedings are appropriate, the designated subordinate officer or non-commissioned officer or the commander personally will notify the soldier of the following. They will notify the soldier the imposing commander intends to initiate proceedings pursuant to UCMJ Article 15, the fact that imposing commander intends to use summarized proceedings and the maximum punishment that can be imposed pursuant to these procedures, have the right to remain silent, offenses that the soldier allegedly has committed, and the articles of the UMCJ allegedly violated. So that's when they let you know what article you have violated during that time. The right to demand trial. Soldiers attached to or embarked in a vessel may not demand trial by court martial in lieu of non-judicial punishment. Any other soldier will be advised that the soldier has a right to determine trial and that the demand for trial must be made at the start of the hearing prior to any consideration, examination, or presentation of evidence. So that's what it says right there. Any other soldier will be advised that the soldier has a right to demand trial and that the demand for trial must be made at the start of the hearing prior to any consideration. Okay. Examination or presentation of evidence. So before you even give any evidence or anything, you have to demand trial. You can't say you're gonna go along with it and then you want to demand trial afterwards. So the soldier will be told that such trial could be by summary court martial, special court martial, or general court martial. The soldier's decision not to demand trial is irrevocable. So the soldier will also be told that the soldier may object to trial by special court martial or in certain situations convened pursuant to UCMJ. The soldier will be informed that uh special court martial or general court martial, the soldier will be entitled to be represented by qualified military counsel or by civilian counsel obtained at no expense to the government. The right to confront witnesses, examine the evidence, and submit matters in defense, extenuation, or mitigation. The right to appeal and the right to appeal. So that's when they let you all know all your rights, whether you want to demand trial or however you want to go about it. And then that's when you'll go into, you either accept the UCMJ, or you can request a reasonable time, normally 24 hours, to decide whether to demand trial and to gather matters in defense, extenuation, or mitigation. Because of the limited nature of the possible punishment, the soldier has no right to consult with legally qualified counsel. So during that time, you can't consult with legally qualified counsel. Only if you demand trial, that's when you can hire your lawyer or go about it with a legal counsel. The hearing is next. The hearing, unless the soldier demands trial by court martial within the decision period, the imposing commander may proceed with the hearing. The hearing will consist of the following: consideration of evidence, written or oral against the soldier, examination of available evidence by the soldier, presentation by a soldier of testimonial of available witnesses or other matters in defense, extenuation, or mitigation, determination of guilt or innocence by the imposing commander. Before finding a soldier guilty, the commander must be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that the soldier committed the offense. Imposition of punishment or termination of the proceedings, explanation of right to appeal if found guilty of any offense, and then the appeal. The decision to appeal will be recorded in block 4 of the 2627-1. This will be done according to the procedure set forth in 3-32. The soldier will be given a reasonable time, normally no more than 5 calendar days, within which to submit an appeal. The soldier may pending submission and decision on the appeal, be required to undergo the punishment imposed, but once submitted, such appeal will be promptly decided. If the appeal is not decided within 3 calendar days, excluding the day of submission, and if the soldier is so requests, further performance of any punishment involving deprivation of liberty will be delayed pending the decision on the appeal. And then the recording and filing of DA Form 2627-1. The proceedings will be summarized on DA Form 2627-1. These forms will be maintained locally in non-judicial punishment files. They will be destroyed at the end of 2 years from the date of imposition of punishment or on the soldier's transfer from the unit, whichever comes first. So a copy will be provided to the soldier if a request is submitted during the filing period. So that's all the steps on the summarized proceedings and how it's supposed to go. Sometimes it can be drug out. It can take forever because the people be busy. You know, whoever the imposing commander is, it could be busy. So yeah, so this is basically the steps on all you guys need to be expecting, far as if you experiencing something like this. This how it's supposed to go. They let you know your rights, whether you want to demand trial before doing a notification and explanation of rights. That's when you want to know if you want to demand trial. Get 24 hours to make up your mind. And let me know. Make sure you guys like the video. I know I jumped from regulation to regulation. I just felt like this was kind of good information to put out there as far as the steps, because I mean, soldiers don't know this type of stuff and they don't know how it's supposed to go. So I just want to inform them on what to expect on if it was something to happen. Uh, unfortunately, and they'll know the different steps and they'll know their rights. So this has been another episode of Soldier Talk the Podcast, and I'll see you guys in formation.